people who work for a living, but I do. I'm somebody who was born poor. I was born in Haifa, Israel. I was born in a house that was one room with a tin roof with stones on top to keep it from blowing away. I was raised poor, and I came to this country as an immigrant with $120 in my pocket. And I worked in gas stations, and I worked in the fields picking strawberries. My wife and I struggled for many, many years. There were times when we could not even afford to buy milk for our baby. And that's when I realized I need to do something. I had a baby. So I joined the military at a time in the early 70s when John Cornyn decided to dodge his draft simply to go to college. I was proud to join and serve our military and go to school at the same time. Later, I used my job and we moved to Dallas, broke again. And we started a little office in Oak Cliff. It grew to a big dental center. We opened a second one, a third one, working side by side with my wife. 26 years later, we had almost 26 big centers grossing $50 million a year. If my life experiences taught me anything, it's the value of hard work and educational opportunities. Our company was 95% staffed by women. It was 95% managed by women. Our company empowered women because empowering women is also what Texas values are all about. Wall Street has taken over Washington to push their globalization and outsourcing at the expense of the American people. Today we have 100,000 lobbyists in Washington who spend $9.2 billion a year to buy Washington and buy our ruling class. That's how they managed to give us 35 years of trickle-down voodoo economics that outsourced every industry we have and destroyed our middle class. That's why today our people no longer have the kinds of opportunities that I had. That's why our middle class is disappearing. That's why inequality is the highest since the Great Depression. That's why the American people are suffering because they are forced to live on minimum wage. John Cornyn helped destroy our economy. He is the one who shipped our jobs overseas. He's the one who gave trillions of our tax dollars to Wall Street and big corporations. And I say, enough is enough. It's time to fight back, and we're going to send John Cornyn to an early retirement and see how he survives on minimum wage. John Cornyn is a Republican. He can't help it. He's anti-Latino. He never takes a stand when his Republican friends use the Latino community all the time as a political piñata to win elections, or repeatedly demean, ridicule, and bash our Latino community. John Cornyn voted against the DREAM Act. John Cornyn blocked immigration reform. And now, John Cornyn wants to court the Latino vote. Well, our Latino vote has a message for John Cornyn. John Cornyn es un hipócrita. La comunidad hispana quiere empleos y el sueño americano. John Cornyn is a career politician who's been on our tax dime for 30 years. He never had a job, never had to build business, never had to meet payroll. He declared war on the poor by voting against raising the minimum wage. He declared war on women by refusing to accept equal pay for equal work. He declared war on female soldiers by voting against a bill that would protect them from sexual assault in the military. He declared war on veterans by voting repeatedly and for many years against increasing veterans' benefit until he declared war on the middle class by shipping their jobs overseas, depriving them of good education and depriving them of good opportunity. And I'll tell you why. John Cornyn is a Washington insider who invests in Chinese banks and companies that do business in China. Yet he has the audacity to rant about Texas values while 50 million Americans of working age are without jobs. Texas cannot feed their families with his phony rhetoric. They need leadership and real solutions to our problem. I built a $50 million a year business from scratch. I know how to build business and how to create jobs. I know how to heal our economy. And as your senator, I would lead to lift our middle class, not John Cornyn investments in China. As your senator, here is what I'm going to fight for: immigration reform. My wife, family is from Zacatecas, Mexico. I have a large Mexican-American family. When I was working in the field, we lived in the Colonial, where people wanted me to go and see when I was running. I told them, I know what Colonial is all about. I know what they need. Immigration reform is very important to us. The DREAM Act is very important to us. And finding a final solution to this strategy is important to us. And we want people to who are already here, to either have a work permit or if they are people who've been here for many, many years, law-abiding, hard-working, need a path to citizenship, and that's only fair to give them the opportunity that I have. But I want to add, border security is also our problem. I spent all my time campaigning on the border. And time again, they told me, we need to secure our border. These cartels are corrupting our youth. And they have equal access to go in and out. And we need to bring peace, tranquility, and prosperity to our border community by securing our border. But we have to also expand those bridges and ports, because we do almost $400 billion a year with Mexico, and it employs 500,000 workers in Texas. And having good relationship with Mexico will continue even if we secure our border, because that's the first thing that we need to do if we are to convince people that once we have the immigration reform that we fought for 20 years, we are not going to go right back to this problem in 20 years and have the same fight. After that, everybody will do it the right way, and I'm proud of it. I believe in education. If you heard me, you know why. We need to provide a first-class education to all our children, no matter which side of town they come from. So the best and the brightest can rise to the top. So the best and the brightest can lead our economy, and the best and the brightest can one day lead our nation. full of manufacturing jobs. We will bring back those manufacturing jobs from overseas, because I know how to make outsourcing unprofitable and force those companies that went to China and build their factories over there to close ours here to bring back those jobs. Because I tell you what, they do it because they make a product for $5 in China, sell it for $95 in Cayman Island, and then sell it to us for $100. And they say they only made $5 of profit, and that's a lie. And they're hoarding trillions of dollars in Cayman Island. And if I'm your senator, they will pay taxes, and they will pay it on profit no matter where they make it. It's high time we put America first and put our own families back to work. And if John Trickle-Down Cornyn loves his factories, his Wall Street factories in China so much, I say that maybe he and his Wall Street buddies should move to China and leave us alone to rebuild our economy for the people of these United States of America. Establishment politicians like John Cornyn have had their chance. They run our economy to the ground. It's our turn now, you and I. This is our country. This is our economy. The American people deserve better than this. The American people deserve a life worth living. My policies are about patriotism. They restore leadership in the global economy. They will produce economic boom for our middle class and small business. But they will also help us eliminate our national debt the proper way. Not by cutting every program like education and Social Security. They will restore our trust in our democracy and our capitalistic system, not the way Wall Street does it, the way the Democrats do it. I want you to join me today, and let's give our people a fighting chance. Together we're going to speak up and be heard. Together we're going to make our stand and be counted. Together we're going to fight until hell freezes over or have our victory, so help me God. Today, I call on all Texans, Democrats or not, who believe in fairness and hard work, who care about education and opportunity, to join us in November and help us take back our country. We will restore hope and opportunity to our own people here, not in China. So every man, woman, and child will be able, once again, to stand proud and dream of a better tomorrow. Now, isn't that a dream worth fighting for? Isn't that the American dream we are fighting for? With your help, we're going to win. We're going to turn Texas blue, and we're going to take back our country and make it by the Constitution for we the people, not by Wall Street, the money changers, and not the Republicans who think that prosperity comes from Wall Street. My friends, I learned in my business, prosperity comes by the working families of America making decent living and having manufacturing jobs with good pay and good benefits. And when everybody's employees make good money, that's when you have everybody empowered to go and buy each other products, not by giving free money to Wall Street. That's why I'm a Democrat. That's why you're fighting for the working family. And that's why we're going to win this November, and we're going to turn Texas blue. God bless you, and God bless this great state of Texas. Thank you.